to Girls in the Paddock. You are joined by your hosts, Georgia and Lara. I'm sure you guys have missed us. We've
It's been
been
a while.
very busy,
Been a
but
while.
we're finally here. And
We're ready to wrap up the season, really.
yeah,
We're going to put our little bow on it. Get ready to jump into the next one. Let's wrap this up.
still got way too long to wait for the next one.
Yeah, still a while. We've gotten the announcement for some car releases, though, for Ferrari for next year, so we can look forward to that.
We can look forward to that, thank God.
That's what we've got going for us so far. Other than that, nothing.
Other than that, nothing.
We're just cruising.
Well, today, we're going to discuss with you the F2 season. If you guys have listened to any of the podcast episodes, especially the one entitled Lara's Rant, you'll know that I personally, huge F2 fan, Georgia, a fan.
Slowly picking it up. Slowly understanding what's going on.
She's getting there. Every so often I just drop crumbs. And
yeah,
she's
we're getting there. She's got it down pat. Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely.
So today we will be just going over the championship. So we'll start there, I guess, do the championship, discuss the awards, our highlights, and then for what's going on next year in the F2 grid, because there's been so many changes, it's insane. So that'll be fun to dive into, see where everyone's running off to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's start with this year's championship. It was pretty amazing. We had Porsche out on top as our winner for the year, with only one win for the season, which is insane. One win in Bahrain.
Yeah, exactly. In Bahrain, like at the very start of the season, and then he didn't win for the rest of the year.
Yeah, just very consistent, keeping up there in the points. Like, that's a solid effort. Like, I feel like to win just one race and to still win for the season, like...
I know. I mean, it goes to show you, like, consistency is key.
Because, yeah, definitely.
Like, you don't have to win a championship. Like, if you're just always in the points...
Yeah, if you're consistent. And I think that's, like, also, like, the joy of F2 is the pointing system and, like, the competition's a bit more there than F1, obviously, with the past couple of years with Max dominating. So with F2, if you want to see a bit more of a competition going on, that's probably where you want to go.
Yeah, my personal favourite thing about F2 that I think F1 should incorporate, they won't, but I think they should, is the reversed grid.
Yeah, like even just to do it once or twice. I think that'll be interesting. They did it once.
So interesting. Didn't it? Like, I know it's about like giving like the young ones like a go and like getting the experience. Yeah. But like I think it would make for such an interesting race, like sprint race to do a reverse grid.
I'm surprised they haven't. I want to Google that now. Reverse. Why is it showing me reverse drivers? Reverse.
What are you Googling? I know what you're Googling, but...
So they haven't... Oh...
They've never done a reverse grid, have they?
They've never done it. No.
Because F1, they like to stick to their rules. And I mean, like, fair enough, I could see that there could be more of a scuffle, but, like, also, add a bit of excitement.
The Guardian... made an article about don't mind my pencil, about F1 doing a reverse grid, and the title of the article is F1 sprint races need a reboot. Reverse grids or $1 million prize could be the spark.
Yeah, I think.
Where's the $1 million coming from to hand that out? Like,
I know.
The Guardian's like, someone in the F1's got $1 million that they can just throw out to the winner of the sprint. Okay, so we're going to deep dive into the prize money because we've just had a bit of an awakening about something. But we're going to be looking at the F2 prize money. We're going to see what's going on. So, as we mentioned before, Porsche was our winner. Vesti was P2 for the championship, and Doohan P3, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, okay. So let's have a look-sees.
So obviously P4 and Martin's P5.
Yeah. So obviously there isn't as much money coming into F2, I would say, in comparison to F1, obviously.
It pales in comparison.
Yeah, so let's have a look at what the money prize... would be for
While you're looking that up, I want to talk about a really
go.
interesting fact that I saw on TikTok, or a really interesting like thought that I saw on TikTok that I think is an interesting discussion. Is that someone said that we should stop calling F2 a feeder series, since the last three F2 championships haven't got F2 champions, haven't got a Formula One seat.
Yeah, true.
Like, Oscar got there eventually, but not straight away. But like the way, F2 is presented is that, it's designed for you to step through to F1, but there's no seats. Like 5-10 years ago, like, yeah, like there was more opportunity. People were like leaving the sport faster. Like the regulations were different. But now you've got people like Fernando Alonso, for example, who just comes, like, he's just been there for forever. And he's gone and come back. And, like, they're going to pick Fernando Alonso over, like, Teo Pocher. Which, like, I don't blame them. But I just thought that was an interesting thought that, like, F2 isn't really a feeder series into F1 anymore, because so many drivers go on to do other things like WEC or, LMP2 or Le Mans or like IndyCar. I will find out who said that, and I will put their username up here. And you should go follow them. I think it was another podcast.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. Like you said,
you should go follow the person who said that.
Whoever we're talking about.
I just thought that they presented such an interesting point.
Yeah, no, definitely. My research has conducted that the F2 and F3 drivers share a prize pool. Apparently. I don't know how correct my quick 2-minute research is.
I was going to say, that's really not a lot of money considering that, like,
so it's estimated that an F2 driver will make, because they aren't paid by the teams or something, they're actually paid by sponsors, which I think is quite obvious.
That makes sense.
F2, you see a lot of them bringing in sponsors with them, that's why a lot of them are getting seats, but they are estimated to make around, I can't do numbers, 50,000 to 150,000 euro each season, depending on like,
so that's like
where they're at. So
that's like approximately 100,000, 150,000 AUD. Give or take.
So there isn't actually so there isn't a whole lot of information about the money coming into F2 according to Forbes, which is all about money, isn't it? That's like a whole,
yes, it is. Yeah. It's
but according to Forbes, in 2018, F2 generated just F2 generated 21 million revenue, and that was through driver fees and sales of cars and equipment. So
wow.
Yeah, so F2 is kind of relying on all that kind of stuff, and then drivers are relying on sponsors, which is, if you think about it, in Screaming Meals, that's what the boys have mentioned as well. Like Marcus and Clem have said how expensive it is to pay for your F2 car and all that. So when you think about it, it does make sense. It is adding up.
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes complete sense. It's just unfortunate. And I mean, I don't know if we've necessarily talked about this over the podcast. I feel like we might have had this conversation in person, but Formula series are such an inaccessible sport.
Yeah.
Because they are so expensive.
Yeah, you need to have sponsors behind you. Or you need
to be good. The problem is you need to be good.
You need to, not suck. Like, if you're crap, I would maybe be better.
That's not what I'm saying, and you know it. But, like, you've got to be the best of the best to get sponsors, or your family has to be rich.
Yeah.
Like, there's no two ways.
So
the F2 prize pool is shared with F3, and
that's what I'm kind of picking up. I don't really know how accurate that is, but that's kind of what we're picking up here. But it's not that big.
That makes sense. So I guess F2
and F3
champions would only receive prize money.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, what that's getting at, and like saying F2 drivers and F3 drivers are really relying on, sponsors, which is, I think, a known thing. Like, everyone's quite well aware of how they're bringing in sponsors. And like, it's the same in F1. You look at drivers who are bringing in the most sponsors and stuff like that too, and the money they're bringing in, because at the end of the day, that's what this sport's about. It's prestigious. It's about bringing in money. I mean, we've just spoken that F2 has like a 2 point something billion revenue for last
F1.
year. Like, that's insane.
You said F2. You meant F1.
Oh, I did. Sorry. F1.
Anyways, but yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's go back to our championship. Let's discuss F2 for this year.
Yeah. So as we mentioned before,
Porsche won.
Porsche won with only one win for the whole season, and then in second place was Frederick Vesti, and he had 6 wins for the season, which is the most out of anyone in the top 5.
Yeah, and even with Abu Dhabi, it was like, what, a 25, 24 point difference in between him and Porsche to win?
Yes, it was close.
It was a beatable point difference between them for the last race of the season.
It was.
Just that consistency, some pit stopping things.
Graphic on the screen, because F2 made a graphic about if Teo finishes here, Fred needs to finish here, and like vice versa. In order for one of them to win the championship.
They really both needed to be up in the top 5. Because what did Vesti end up coming in Abu Dhabi?
He came, hold on.
Let's have a look.
He came, where is it? There it is. 3rd? No. He won in Abu Dhabi in the sprint.
Yes.
But then Jack won the feature.
Yes. That is correct.
I know. I'm looking at Wikipedia.
Oh, I'm looking at the F2 website. So in the feature race, he came 3rd, but because I think Porsche had to finish above 8th or something, or 7th, something like that, and Porsche came 5th, so that's how he won, because Vesti, I think, needed to be higher up. I think he needed to be 2nd. If Vesti was 2nd and Porsche was like P5 or 6, he would have won. Vesti would have won. I don't know. It was kind of confusing.
It's definitely something like that. I'll put the graphic up so that you guys can see. But
get a gist of
pretty
what
much,
we're grumbling about.
Like, Vesti needed to finish pretty high, and Teo just needed to beat Fred.
Finish?
Essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then P3 was Jack Doohan.
So this was also Doohan's last season in F2. He's decided to take a step back from F2. I'm not too sure what his game plan is, what he's doing.
He hasn't announced his plans for next season yet.
He hasn't?
No. He had 3 wins across the season.
Yeah, 3 wins, apologies. He had Abu Dhabi in the feature race. He had Spa, was it? That we said?
Yes.
Spa. And where else did he win?
Yes, Spa.
Yeah.
It was he won back-to-back. He won...
Oh, that's right. He did too. Was it...
No.
That is one.
Where else? Wait. Hold on. What's after Hungary?
No. I'm sorry.
Spa. He won. No, wait. I was right. He won in Hungary. And he won in Spa. They're different tracks. I knew they were different tracks. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, no, good job. That was very condescending. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
As if you knew the answer all along.
No, I know. That's why I was like, oh, sorry about that. That came out really rude. Didn't mean to come out like that. So we had Jack and P3. So all 3 boys were at the FIA Awards the other week, getting their trophies.
Yes.
That's back to the championship, because we keep getting really sidetracked from the actual championship. We had
then Ayumu Uwasa came 4th. He
Yes.
was slated third in the championship until
He was,
literally
yes.
Abu Dhabi, where
Yes.
Jack's win pushed him up into P3.
Yes, because Oasa was up there to be a contender for winning the championship. I think it was a bit harder for him to actually win it. The
I
odds.
think he needed to win both the sprint and the feature and have fastest lap and pole to possibly even think about winning.
Yeah, it was something where it was like, no. Like, unless you're, giving it your all and a miracle's happening at the same time and everyone else is eliminated, you're good to go.
Yeah. And then we had Victor Martins in P5.
Mm-hmm. And this was his rookie year, I believe,
rookie
wasn't
season.
It? Rookie season, that's
was
what
his
I meant.
rookie
year.
So that's pretty impressive to finish P5 in your rookie year.
And to have a win.
Yeah.
So we had, Victor Martins with his win was in Silverstone. He also won an award, Rookie of the Year. So
Rookie of the Year.
I would say that's probably been a big contender in why he's won Rookie of the Year.
Is pretty impressive for, your first season. And then also for, words are failing me. ART. That's what I was looking for. For ART to win the championship and Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that's right. They did too, didn't they? Yes. That's a very good effort from them. So I guess we'll dive into who's driving into the teams next year later.
We'll just dive right in. I just want to recap the points that they all finished on because it's close.
Awesome. It is close. The points are extremely close in the end.
Yeah. So we've got Teo Pourchaire who finished out ahead on 203.
Yeah.
Following very close behind Frederick Vesti on 192. Oh. And then we drop a little bit further to Jack Doohan, who got 168. And then it's very close with Iwasa, who got 165.
Oh my god, yeah, that's so close.
And then Victor Martins got 150.
Yeah, that's still an amazing effort for your first year.
So, P1 and 2 and P3 and 4 are separated by, this
Not
much.
A whole lot, yeah. Yeah.
Seriously, a place could have been the difference in where they finished in the championship.
Yeah, it's insane, crazy. I guess. Yeah, that's, I feel like, what's so enjoyable about F2 is how close it all really is.
Yeah. And that's why I think sometimes F2 is almost more entertaining than F1. Don't get me wrong, I love F1 and I'm going to keep watching it probably forever. And I also love Max, but the dominance does get tiring. Why
don't we, just slush some tyres next year?
Look, you and me, Melbourne,
get into the garage,
smash some tyres.
Get into the garage, slush some tyres.
Surely
first, we're stalking Charles in Monaco. We're finding Charles in Monaco, where that was the very first episode of us threatening to be stalkers. This episode is now us threatening to slash tyres. We're looking at a jail time real soon, if I'm being honest.
No one's ever giving us paddock passes.
No one's letting us in anywhere. Not even at the track. It's danger. I have an EpiPen.
Yeah. Our hopes and dreams are crashing before our eyes because we're too cuckoo.
Too crazy. That was really loud. I'm so sorry.
So, now that we've covered the championship, we want to talk to you guys about some of our personal highlights from the season. And do you want to take it off with number one?
Yeah, well, I think it's quite obvious. Well, God, I hope we're about to say the same thing because this could be, deal breaker. Clem's win. Hello, we had Clem's first F2 win.
In Zandvoort. Amazing. I literally lost my mind.
Out of nowhere, we got to see James in his, wag moment. The best was when Clem was actually on podium and they panned off to James. Loved it. That was,
James
iconic.
Living his wag life.
Yeah, James was ready. That's what James has been prepping for, since the beginning of Screaming Mules, was to have this moment. He knew what he was signing up to, and this is it. start of the show.
Yeah.
Lost all interest in Clem winning. But that
I
was,
was so excited for Clem. He has
Where
had
did he actually
such a
start in that
tough
race?
season. It's
Yeah.
really not been his year. But that win in Zandvoort, the strategy that his team had was just so perfect
Yeah,
that
it
it
was.
all just came together.
I just wanted to see where he qualified.
In Zandvoort,
Yeah, here we go.
where did he qualify?
So in quali, he came 13th.
Okay. Pardon
Sprint
me.
race, he was in sprint race. He was P8. P8 in sprint
Okay.
race. P13. Did I just say in
Yeah,
quali?
qualifying.
And then P1 in.
Clem's win in Zandvoort was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was amazing. We were actually, Lara, you were busy or something, or we were on the phone together. Like, you weren't watching it, you were watching it off my phone on the TV, if you remember. I think I've got screenshots on my phone that we can put up in here.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'll find it, because I remember, and we were squealing on the phone together.
If you remember better than I do, because I do not remember.
Yeah, what race, the 25th to 27th, let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know if you were at work or something, or what you were doing, but I do remember we were on FaceTime together.
Yeah,
When
I fully believe you. I just
I don't think you're lying, but
I just have no memories.
let me see. August. That's October
No,
still.
no, we were definitely on FaceTime. No, we weren't. No, because I have a video of me in my bed screaming over the fact that Clem won.
Where? That's July. Maybe 26th. Where is it? No, we were on FaceTime.
We were. Okay.
You can't see that.
But
I'll send it to you.
I was still in my house watching it on my TV.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I thought you were at work. Because here you go.
Okay, this is.
And then. Yeah. Can you hear it? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm gonna cry. James is high-fiving everyone. The emotional distraught in both of our voices. I'll favourite it so you can put that up.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna cry again.
I was going to say, I definitely remember us being on the phone, because I remember it being like the very last lap and we were freaking out and we were like, we need a call, like, what is going on?
Yeah, because I was like, I remember being at home.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know why I thought you might have been at work. There's probably been races where I've recorded and gone, guess what? And while you're doing something.
Probably.
But
All
yeah,
right.
so that was an amazing win. Like, that was holy moly. Like, yeah, we were screaming, as you have just heard. We'll put the clip here of, us screaming our lungs out.
Pretty typical of us, actually.
Oh, yeah. Like, you should have seen us in Abu Dhabi when Mr. Doohan crossed the line. We were squealing. Our dear friend James was here, very confused on why we were screaming. For those who follow me on Instagram, we did pop a bottle of champagne to celebrate. We were very, very thrilled with Mr. Doohan's work. That the champagne, the 21st birthday champagne was popped.
Very much worth it.
Oh yeah, jelly shots were taken. It was a party. It was a celebration.
It was a real party.
It
So
was
that leads us to highlight number 2, which is
back to Mr. Doohan.
Jack's back-to-back wins.
Mm-hmm.
In Hungary and Spa.
Yes. And it was in... Where is my notes? It was in Spa, where he won on the second last lap.
Yeah, he overtook Teo Porcher on the second last lap and managed to hold him out. I think he won by 3 seconds, I want to say.
Yeah, it was something. It was a really small gap.
The big gap, though, was when he won in... Where did he win? Where he won by 9 seconds.
Hungary?
Was it Hungary?
I think so.
No, yeah, it must have been Hungary because the only other place he won was Abu Dhabi, and he didn't win by 9 seconds in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's had a pretty mega season.
Hasn't he? And as we mentioned before, this is his last F2 season. He's actually taking a bit of a break. We don't know what he's doing. Lara's really distraught about it. We have checked her into therapy. Don't stress, people. That's coming out of that prize pool money, that $20 that F2 makes that we've just learnt.
Yeah. Jack is going to paying for my therapy directly.
Pretty much.
Because he caused this.
Yeah, this is on him. But he went out with a bang because he won the last feature race of the season. So, he went out with a bang, which was so good. But, yeah, so he went out with a bang, winning... How much did he win by in the last race? It was pretty close. It was close, that race, between everyone. It was very close. Because we didn't have Clem racing in the last race. We had Paul Aaron, who filled in. Did some work in Trident, but we'll get to that when we speak about the grid for next year. That I've hit a trigger point.
And then what was your next highlight?
I'm so hungry, I'm sorry.
The next highlight was Teo Porcher being...
No, that's not my next highlight, thank you very much. I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
My next highlight is Ollie Behrman winning with a dodgy steering wheel. Getting pole with a dodgy steering wheel.
I wasn't necessarily going in, ranking order, but yes. If we're ranking it, then yes. Ollie is next.
Oh, I was going to say, I've been announcing them in ranking order, sorry.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, they have been.
That's why I said Clem's win, us screaming, Jack's overtake on the last race, your therapy, and then Ollie Behrman winning, getting pole.
Behrman.
Right, not winning, getting pole.
Getting pole with fucking skewed steering. His steering was not aligned. His steering was off.
Because he actually went into the barrier. He's cleaned up the barrier and he's continued going, and he had really bad steering. And that actually links to our awards part, where Ollie did win an award for Pirelli.
It's the Pirelli Highlight Award.
Yeah.
For that specifically.
Which is a solid effort. I mean, I couldn't do that. I can barely drive as it is. I actually parallel parked today. Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate it. It took a lot.
To round out our highlights for the season, we get Teo Porcher's consistency.
Yeah.
That man was consistent. There are only a handful, maybe 3 or 4 times where he finished outside of the points. And other than that, he only won once, and he won the championship.
Yeah.
So,
watching Abu Dhabi, that was stressful. I was on the edge of my seat the whole night, just not knowing. With Lara and James going, calm down. They still have to pit. Stay calm. Everyone breathe. It's not the point. It was very stressful. So when he won, I can confirm I squealed again to that. I probably have footage of that too that we can put up in here because I definitely...
How Georgia feels about Teo is how I feel about Jack.
Yeah, I don't know
what on par
between me and Teo. I just have this love for him. It's come out of nowhere.
I'm just obsessed with Jack Doohan. Yeah, I always have been. Always will be.
Yeah, that's fair. We can allow that.
Well, those were our highlights.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned, some of those guys also received awards at the F2 prize giving.
Which was very recently, the last week, I believe it was. It was over the past couple of weeks. Yeah.
Something like that.
So, as we mentioned, we had Victor Martins winning Rookie of the Year. We had Ollie with the Pirelli Highlight of the Year award. Victor won 2 awards, actually, didn't he? He also won the Mecha Chrome Award.
Yes,
Was that
he
Victor?
did.
Yes.
Yes. So
For
the
the highest
Mechachrome
number of
Award
fastest laps.
for the highest number of fastest laps, yeah.
So Victor also got that. So that's really impressive to win those 2 awards in your rookie season. And then we had Jack. Who was Jack tied with for best performance?
Richard Vishaw.
Yes. So they had best performance. Jack's was for
His feature race in
in
Spa.
and going from P11 to P1.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have why Richard.
And Richard Vishaw's was for his win at Spielberg.
Yes, that's right. So we've got a few more ones that have scattered out around there, and then obviously...
Don't forget, Vesti got the Best Overtake Award for his race in Barcelona in the feature race where he overtook 3 wide, which was insane.
That was insane. Yeah, well, I do remember that now. That was something else. That was very
like, I think I sat there with like bated breath thinking someone's going to go off, someone's going to go off,
yeah, like I feel like when you think something... Yeah, when you watch something like that happen, you just wait for the crash. Like, you just like... It feels weird to not see a crash happen. Like, you're just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then for everyone to go through smoothly, it's like, oh my God.
Mm.
It's like, what the
Insane.
fuck? Yeah. Oh, definitely. So...
And I think that leads us into the grid for next year.
Yeah, I was just about to say, let's dive on in because we've pretty much covered that. So I guess
if you guys follow us on TikTok, which you should, at Girls in the Paddock, you will already know what I'm about to tell you. But if you don't follow us, you're missing out. I'll tell you anyways. So
I'll let you know on a little secret anyways. Don't stress.
So I researched the whole grid for next year, and while we still have 3 unconfirmed seats, these are the stats that we know so far.
So do you want to discuss who's leaving first?
Well, let me run through these stats, and then we can discuss everything in more detail.
All right.
So we have 9 drivers that are leaving F2. We have 5 drivers moving up from F3. We have 3 drivers who are re-signing with their current teams. We've got 2 drivers moving from Freca and 5 drivers moving teams.
Okay.
So that's just a little rundown of the stats. Do you want to discuss who is not staying in F2 next year?
Obviously, with F2, the championship winner, they're not allowed to re-sign, like come back and race in F2. They've got to fuck off, go away, go do something else. Usually, they're waiting for the F1 seat, doing testing with F1 and whichever team they may be signed with. So, for example, Porsche is with Alfa Romeo, I believe. He did do some testing with them this season as well. I'm pretty sure of a couple of races. Maybe one or two, yeah. But next year, he is going into Super Formula, where our darling New Zealander Liam Lawson was this season in Super Formula. So Porsche is going over there. So Super Formula is a Japanese racing series, isn't it? Yeah. So he is going over there. He's with Toyota, one of the Toyota teams. That's kind of, that we know that about him. Who else? We've got Clem, our dear darling Clem, who... He's out. What did you say he was looking at doing next year?
I believe that he's looking at doing LMP2, which for anyone who doesn't know is the Le Mans like prototype series.
Yeah.
It's like a closed. It's what's the word? A closed Fuck, I can't think of the word.
You can do it.
It's essentially, instead of being like open like F1, like the F1 cars are, it's closed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm sure you get what I mean. Yeah. I just can't think of the word.
I know what you mean. Yes, I know what you're putting down. I get exactly what you're putting down. We have Arthur Leclerc out. We don't really know. I don't know if there's been anything said about what he's off to. He's just out. He had a bit of a rocky season this year. Wasn't really great. So I'm not too sure what the game plan there is for Arthur. Vesti is also out. So Vesti was our P2 championship contender, leader, winner, whatever you call it. One of those 3 words. Placer. Don't know what he's doing either.
honestly, we don't really have confirmation for what a lot of people
No.
are doing next year.
Yeah, that's the thing. There just hasn't really been that confirmation. Like, we know Vesti's with Mercedes. He's part of the Mercedes team. Yes.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So, who knows? Might be something there waiting for him to do testing, something,
Yeah.
driving, doing something. Who knows? We don't really know what's going on there. Same with Jack Doohan. Don't really know. I'm assuming he's just going to follow Alpine around for the year, for the season next year. He's their reserve, so might possibilities, with contracts ending and all that. That may be what he's game planning.
From what I've heard about Doohan specifically is that the reason he's leaving F2 is because he doesn't think that there's anything there for him, and he really, really wants to chase after his F1 seat. So I think
that's fair.
I don't know whether he'll do another racing series next year or whether he will just follow Alpine around on their F1 grid. Yeah. Unfortunately, he still has about a year or two to wait out Esteban and Pierre's contracts. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Still and fingers crossed, but it's really hard to know at this stage.
Yeah, it's a bit of a waiting game. We don't really know what is going to happen with that one. But I definitely think, we'll see him around next year, still following around Alpine. I'm sure he'll be able to all the races still. Just cruising along, as they do.
Chilling, having a good time.
Who else do we have that's out?
We have Ralph Boschung.
He's out. Do we know why?
Ayuma Iwasa is also out. Rory Nassani is also out.
God, everyone's just dipping.
And then possibly Roman Stanek.
Yeah, we don't really know. He was with Trident this year, I believe. Wasn't it Trident? Yep.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. He was Clemson.
So, Stanek could re-sign with Trident.
We just haven't really gotten...
But I don't think it's confirmed yet. Trident hasn't confirmed their drivers yet.
No, they haven't confirmed either of them. So, as we were saying before, Paul Aaron, who is from F3, he actually came and raced in Abu Dhabi in Clem Novalak's seat for the last feature race, and so it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, if they're putting Paul in the seat now, then this Trident seat must be his. But he actually signed with drumroll because I can't see. That's what I was about to say once I got to my notes.
As you can tell, I'm really upset about it. I was like, come on, you bring Paul Aaron in. You kick Clem out of his seat for the very last race of the season, and then you don't even sign him.
I thought it was really weird.
Come on.
Oh my God.
Unacceptable. So, do you want me to briefly run through the teams?
Yeah, we can do that. So, first is MP Motorsport. Hit us.
So, MP Motorsport, we've got Franco Colapinto, who is moving up from F3.
He's also a Williams junior driver, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yeah. And then we've also got Dennis Hauger, who is staying with MP for next season.
Very lovely.
And then we've got ART, and moving up from F3 is Zach O'Sullivan, who might also be part of the Williams Academy.
Oh, I actually don't know. So, let's have a look. Yep, he is. He's a part of, the Williams Driver Academy too.
That's what I thought.
Oh, go girl.
And Victor Martins is re-signing with ART.
Yes.
And
so
then,
hopefully have a strong season for Victor next year, because it seems like he performs well in that car. So fingers crossed. We'll have a little prediction.
This is where Prema gets interesting. So we have Ollie Behrman re-signing for next year, which we weren't sure about up until nearly the last race, because what we knew was that Prema wanted to bring in Kimi Antonelli, who has been racing in Breca. A lot of people liken him to Senna in terms of the way he appears and his driving skills. But we always knew Prema wanted to bring him in. We just didn't know whose seat he was going to take.
Yeah.
And it makes more sense for them to stick with Ollie. He's younger. He's got more time.
Exactly.
Maybe his sponsors are better. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And Ollie, again, he's just one of those drivers who performs really well. Like had a really good season this year, so it'd be, it wouldn't be right for them to drop them. Like, it'd be a bit like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah. Moving on, we have Roden Carlin, who they have Zane Maloney re-signing.
Yeah.
And then they've got Rito Miyata for next season. So he is this year's Super Formula champion.
Yes.
And from the best of my knowledge, he plans on doing a dual championship next year.
Yeah.
So he'll be racing in F2 with Roden Carlin and then European Le Mans with, I forgot what team it is.
Draining. Could you imagine? That'd be so draining.
Well, from my understanding, he did a dual championship this year. He did Super Formula and Super GT.
Yeah. Okay.
I was up to Dams.
Yeah.
Now, Dams has two drivers moving teams.
Yes.
So they're getting Jack Crawford, who's coming from High Tech, and they've also got Juan Manuel Correa, who's coming from Van Amersfoort.
So that'll be interesting. That seems like a good duo to have. Like, Jack Crawford's a really strong driver. He's had a good season this year too. So that'll be an interesting duo to watch out for next year, I reckon. Like, I'm pretty excited to see.
Yeah, I say keep your eye on Dams. Their car is a bit hit or miss, but they've got strong drivers for next season.
Yeah, definitely.
And then in Victor Virtuosi, we've got Gabriel Bortoletto moving from F3. And
so he was
the champion. I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, so he was their champion for this year in F3.
Yeah.
The championship was announced quite a while ago. F3 finishes a lot earlier than F2 and F1.
Yes, I think he secured the championship in Monza, I want to say.
Yeah.
After qualifying in Monza.
Yeah,
and then alongside him is Kushmini, who is moving from Campos.
Yes.
Campos has been a bit slow this year, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But hopefully things are looking up for next year for Kushmini. And then we move on to High Tech, where, as we mentioned, Paul Aaron is going. I do like Paul Aaron. Do not get me wrong. I like Paul Aaron. I'm just salty about the whole Clem situation.
Yeah, which I get. I think Paul will be really good in an F2 car next year, though. Like, I reckon he'll be someone else to watch out for. I think he'll have a really good rookie season. Depending on the car and everything, I feel like he'll have a strong season because he had quite a strong season in F3 this year. So it's not too surprising that he's come into F2 from F3 this year. Yeah,
no, for sure. He's one to watch and keep your eye out.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we've got Amory Cordial, and he's moving from Invicta Virtuosi.
Yeah.
And then we go to Campos, where we've got Isaac Hadjar, who's moving from High Tech, and Pepe Marti, who's moving from F3.
Yeah.
He's also had a very strong season. All of these F3 drivers that are moving up have all had very strong F3 seasons.
Have all really earned their F2 seat for the next year because they've all had really amazing seasons this year.
Then we've got Van Amersfoort, we've got Enzo Fittipaldi, who's moving from Roden Carlin, and Rafael Villagomez, which apparently I haven't written where he's coming from. But I want to say it's F3.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't actually have a note on him. That one's on you.
Give me 5 seconds. Rafael Villa.
While she does that, I would like to discuss how I'm certain that Prema is a bit of a cult. There's something culty about Prema. I don't know what it is.
We can get into Prema in a second.
It's a cult.
We'll get into that in a second, I promise.
I'm telling you.
Okay. And then we have Trident, who, as we discussed, haven't announced their drivers for next season. There's suspicion surrounding Roman Stanek re-signing, but not 100% sure. And then last but not least, we've got PHM, who they have currently signed Joshua Dirksen, who has been racing in Brecker. Yep. And then they
And
haven't
that's it.
announced their second driver yet.
Yeah,
So
we're still waiting to hear.
we're waiting for the last 3 spots on the grid for next year to be confirmed.
I feel like silly season is more entertaining for F2 than F1 this year. Silly season was so much fun for F2 to just be like, what is going on?
Yeah, I think because
Like
so
for
much more
F1.
movement was happening than in F1.
Oh, yeah.
In F1, everyone got their contracts renewed.
Yeah, exactly. No one was really going anywhere.
Like, the only person we weren't sure about was Logan Sargent.
Mm.
And even then, he got his contract renewed.
Yeah, he did. Get Izzy on the pod. I need her to back me here. There's our man. There's Mr. America.
Yeah,
Making my year. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Prema cult theory. Hit me.
Oh, I just think it's a cult. Let's discuss this.
Okay. Prema.
So, this is what actually triggered this for me.
Bad for their drivers.
This is what triggered it for me is, for those who don't know, there's a lovely lady, Georgie, who has her podcast, Paddock Talks with Izzy. And Georgie posted something on Instagram about saying how older drivers keep coming back to Prema, like how it's so strange that drivers leave Prema and come back. I believe it's because Prema is a cult. But it's...
I thought you were going to have a more full-fleshed reason, not just because they just come back.
But they come back for the culty reasons. There's something culty about it.
Okay, so when's Marcus coming back to Prema?
Prema is so close to Ferrari, which is like the god of it all. And then there's Prema, like the little minions of it. And they just keep coming back because they're like, oh, is this shiny?
A large percentage of Prema drivers are in the FDA too.
Yes, there's just something sus.
But if that's your theory, when is Marcus coming back to Prema?
Oh no, he's long gone. He's free.
The answer is never.
He escaped the cold. He's in the States. He's
burned that bridge and left. I think we've got well and truly off topic, and I think you've well and truly heard enough from us.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, we've been recording for an hour, but probably like 30 minutes of this is actually content.
I know. It's so bad. But
from us rambling.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you missed us. We promise we won't stay away for so long again. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at Girls in the Paddock. We will put all of our links in the description below. Keep up with us. Keep up with our content. Encourage us to post more.
Yeah, we're looking forward to next season as well and to chit-chatting about it with you guys. Should be interesting. Should be fun.
And let us know what you're looking forward to seeing next year in F2.
Also,
that was today's discussion topic.
Yeah, tell us what you think for championship next year. Predictions. I think we're going to have Victor Martin's definitely up there. I feel like we're going to have a bit of Ollie Behrman up there too next year.
Yeah, so keep an eye out. Tell us what you think and we'll see you guys next time.
Next time.
Bye.
See ya.